Today on Media Litter Sandwich.
We talk about being a salesperson with Richard, who was a salesperson, sold people on coming to a Comic-Con, a larger Comic-Con than what we've been to recently.
Yeah, what's going on there, man?
I got something here that says Pod Bros.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a fraternity. It's okay. Yeah. Welcome to Media Litter Sandwich. I'm Scott Mayali, better known as Toaden from Toaden.com and YouTube.com/ToadenK. With me is the Mark Monster from
CrazyMark.com.
And today joining us is Richard. Do you have a Twitter or anything you want people to follow?
Just, hey, it's Rich.
Hey, it's Rich.
Hey, keep it simple around here.
Is that your actual Twitter?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's my handle for Instagram, Xbox Live. You want to find me on there?
What games you playing on Xbox?
Most people make fun of it. I'm still playing the Division.
Okay.
So it's taking me a long time to get past like level 12.
Okay. Long division, short division.
No, it's
I don't play games.
It's a Tom Clancy game.
Oh, okay.
So this whole world outbreak thing happens, and you're the best of the best people out there.
Dude, man, you can blow hours doing that stuff. In some cases, it's love, it's an addiction, but hey, you know.
Yeah, I'm not one of those like COD people or Halo. It's just they always come up with a new one, and I'm just like, I'm still playing this one. Nobody wants to play it no more.
Okay, so in case you didn't realize, he really doesn't work social media, so this interview is a little bit different, and you also don't currently work a convention, but you have worked conventions. You worked, I don't know if you want to say the names of anything, but you worked a larger convention. What exactly did you do for it?
I was the floor manager for the Detroit Fan Fair.
And as a floor manager, what did you do?
Put out fires.
Oh, I've heard of that.
No, like instead of promotion, guests, dealers, pretty much selling space, making sure everything's set up. Pretty much all the behind the scenes stuff. Then people go there to have a good time. That gets put on. We have to make sure it's all run smoothly.
That sounds a lot like what you used to do. I'd still do, Mark.
Oh, yeah, that's the whole deal with being a manager, It's putting out fires, like all of a sudden, hey, where did those vendor agreement forms go? You're on the phone again. Here comes, wait, you mean 12 people didn't sign it yet, and it's the night before the con? Come on.
The one thing about the contract isn't so much about the contract. It's the money you have to get with, when you're dealing with, like, say, dealers and stuff. I always just remembered, like, people don't want to sign up, even when you're offering, like, a really, like, great incentive to sign up for the year, like, the next year. It's like, oh, yeah, we'll definitely do it. And then, like, here's our contract form. You want to sign up, pay us in, within the next 3 months or something. And they're like, yeah, we'll sign it later. And you're like, well, you're coming back next year, right? So that's, like, the one thing about it. Like, I kind of feel it's more about the commitment to it or anything else. Like, even though they know they're going to be there, but they don't want to commit to it. It's almost like New Year's Eve. Like, people always want to find the best parties. No one wants to commit to doing something, making yourself an awesome night.
You gotta sell people on it.
Always. So that's like the biggest thing about pretty much any industry is just being able to have someone that can stand and tell people why they need to come do this. Why do they need to come to Detroit? Why do this guests want to come all the way from Chicago, which they're making a ton of money, or miss this other convention, which was really good from the previous year, to come here to, which, Detroit doesn't have the best reputation beforehand.
Right. Yeah, I dealt with that a little bit, but the difference, I was working with a volunteer con. You actually worked for a con that was big. You actually had some money and things like that. Tell us about some of the guests you were able to bring in.
Stan Lee.
Okay, how'd you wrangle that one?
That was all the late Gary Reed. We started off small, and it was just the other two promoters, myself, and the other floor manager. When I first started out, the first year I was the assistant to the floor manager, which was Jeff Serling, who was head of Motor City Comic Con, who got us in touch with Gary Reed, and Gary's the one who, basically had the whole Rolodex full of pretty much everyone. Like, everyone's had their start through Gary Reed.
Right.
Like, so he was able to, talk to these people. Like, I think Brian Michael Bennett, he told me, like, got to start through him, or things like that. So that was also, like, being able to work under him and just kind of see the way he had a different perspective on things because he was in the industry for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Like, anytime I ever had a chance to sit down there, it was always nice to be able to pick his brain.
Yeah, I know you learned a lot from him, and you know, Gary Reed, we've got to talk to him. We both talked to him at various cons. All the zombie stuff.
Oh yeah, the zombie cola. And,
Oh yeah. Always a pleasure dealing with anything with, even now with the zombie cola and all the zombie
You're the
stuff.
zombie meister over there, Toaden.
Oh yeah, but you know, let's get back to so. I know you talked to, or at least you learned from him, and you were able to get other people to come to the conventions. What are some things you did?
It's mainly just, like I said, trying to sell people on why they need to come here. Like, part of the thing was being able to go to other cons, like, throughout the weekends and seeing the way they did stuff to kind of build that better mousetrap. And then when they're there, talking to them and getting to know them and just, you know, part of sales, I feel like, is being able to be excited about something and show them why you're excited for them. And if you can, like, express that, and if you express that and they can feel it coming off you, there's no reason why they wouldn't want to come to your show.
Right.
So and that's anything. That's whether you're selling clothes at the mall. If they say, "Hey, you look good in that shirt," and they think they really look good in that shirt, or if you're trying to get someone to come to a whole different city that's pretty much has the mentality you're going to get shot at.
Now, you mentioned selling clothes at the mall. Now, you did used to work retail,
That
which
was-
eventually you actually went back and was a manager at a retail store. Mm-hmm. How did that help you do this? Because
Well,
you're
that was-
comparing them.
Oh yeah, because I feel that's where I built my sales skills. Were at the mall, like being able to like trial and error. I had this really crappy job all through like probably when I was a teenager, and then when I got my graduated school, I was just doing manual labor, and I ended up getting a job as a butcher, and I almost cut my thumb off.
Dude.
So I was like, I don't know where else to go from here. Let's go where every other salesperson graduates. Let's go to the mall. That kid is on the escalator again. And I just ended up going to the mall and was, telling the person, like, actually, I got the job, but I actually sold the guy. I said, hey, I put an application in here, and I never got a call back. Why not? And he's like, oh, why do you think you didn't get a call back? I said, I don't know, but I feel like I'm great at talking to people. I'm not afraid to approach you. You're the manager of this whole store. And he said, come back Monday. And it was right during back to school. And I was, just happy to, like, kind of take what he did and kind of turn it into my own thing.
Right. Now, how did you go from that to getting people to sign up for Comic-Cons?
It's telling them why they needed to come. We had a great show put together. We really wanted to... One of the best thing about our show was we wanted to give the city everything that they deserve. Like, the only show that was around the Detroit area was the Motor City Comic Con. Mm-hmm. And like I said...
Which wasn't even in the Motor City, and still isn't in the Motor City.
Isn't.
Novi.
But one of the things, like, I really like... I didn't go to my first Comic Con until I was 23.
Okay.
And I had the mentality that it was like, San Diego or even like a New York and stuff. And then go in there, and the first thing I see was, the Dukes of Hazzard car and, a bunch of wrestlers. And it wasn't the whole, like, idea that I had in my mind. But after talking to everyone else, like all the other, like, artists and people that go to them on a regular basis, they say this con isn't anything compared to some of the other cons out there. And that was kind of what we wanted to venture out to do, was build this convention for the fans, for the people out there that actually enjoyed comics and wanted to have that experience. Taking your kid to, kids and, people in costumes or, whatever they were into. It's basically a safe haven for the nerd culture that wanted to go out there and have a fun weekend.
Right. Now, you mentioned you go to a bunch of other cons and see how they were doing it. Now, at those other cons, who are some of the people you met and were able to sell to come to the con you're representing?
I know we talked to Dave Finch. He came. Angus Oblong. Trying to think of some other people that were, I don't know how many of your fans actually are like deep into the comic stuff, but, we tried getting Jeff Johns to come. Mm-hmm. It's just being able to, get these people here, and some people, like I said, didn't want to come, and some people came, like, but one of the best people out there was Brian O'Halloran. He came.
He wasn't even supposed to be there that day.
He wasn't even supposed to be here that day. Exactly.
I think that's our second Kevin Smith reference of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys say, dude, we got the best Opa in Detroit area. Come on over.
Yeah.
Opa! Oh.
That'll bring him.
Yeah, well.
And Kid Rock. No.
It'd be great.
Really?
He has a beer now. Why does he have a comic book?
We're the home of ICP. You got to be there.
Oh yeah, Kid Rock needs
We
a
had-
comic book. Not that I would actually read it, but it would sell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can
And
see
then
it.
we had. I was gonna say another people I know we had was David Prowse.
Dude, man.
Oh yeah,
Michael Jai White.
the real Vader.
The real
Okay,
Vader.
right. Oh, and Spawn.
That's why people talk bad about them. I really like that Spawn movie.
Oh yeah, they're talking about redoing it, but I was just listening to the Jean-Claude Van Damme podcast, and they were going on about, I can't even say his Michael J. White.
Michael Jai White. Yeah.
Michael Jai White, and they're going on what great actor he is, and he is. Everything I seen him in, he was even in I want to say Luke Cage. He was in Luke Cage, and he was even good at that. He was only in like 1 or 2 episodes, but as soon as he entered the screen, I'm like, oh, this is good. This is gonna be good.
Oh yeah, and I mean, that's the best part about when you get these people here, you get to actually see how they are like off, when they're not on screen. And some of the most down to earth people, you sit down, have a drink with them. And other ones, like I said, don't really, kind of standoffish. But like Michael Jai, he was great. Just kind of sit back.
I was wrong.
talk
He
to you for a
wasn't
minute.
in Luke Cage. He was in Arrow. My bad.
Arrow.
Arrow's a little step up. So, although it's DC, so maybe a step down. I don't know. But he was in Arrow, not.
It's a roller coaster between those two. So what do you think about the new Black Panther teaser they had out?
I'm just happy they're making these things.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
one thing I remember as like a kid is this, you'd see like Wizard, who should play, Professor X, and it's, Sir Patrick Stewart, and they have all these people out there, and you're like, oh, if only they had this movie coming out. And now every like week it's like a new different thing, like, oh, this is happening. Like, I was just watching like a video, it was it was a video about a photo that was taken with Robert Downey Jr. and Doctor Strange, was it Benedict Cumberbatch?
Right.
And pretty much 2 other people were in it. But they had a t-shirt on with Robert had a t-shirt on with a hole in it where the arc reactor would be. So they were like, is this sort of like a real thing, or is it like something to do with like the times gem? And it's way better than this romanticizing with like one day they'll make this movie. It's like they're really making these movies, and
Right.
you get to actually see them, like they're coming out soon. It
Oh,
just builds up.
wait! There's an 8th Infinity Stone.
I remember when they announced Batman and Robin, was it Batman and Robin with Mr. Freeze?
Oh.
Or was that Batman Forever? Batman Forever was Mr. Freeze.
No, Batman. You're right. The first one, Batman and Robin,
Batman
Mr. Freeze
and
and Poison Ivy.
Okay.
Because the Batman Forever was Tommy
Carey
Lee Jones,
and
Tommy Lee Jones and
Jim
Jim Carrey.
Carrey. Okay, so I remember when they were talking about Batman Forever and talking about who would play Mr. Freeze. And I was like, well, you got to get Sir Patrick Stewart
But they got
to play Mr.
honored.
Freeze. And he was offered the role, and everyone goes, who's Patrick Stewart? Well, it was in Star Trek. No one watches Star Trek Next Generation.
Oh,
And
wait a minute.
And then Arnold
Hold on.
Schwarzenegger was offered the role, and Arnold Schwarzenegger took it. And now you look back and you tell people, Patrick Stewart was offered that role. Like, why didn't he get it? You could see how the culture changed.
He's also the poop emoji.
Oh yeah, very very Covenant role is the poop emoji.
Ooh.
No, I mean he's one of the people that are just great now because he's been around this culture for so long. I feel like that he just can fit any mold you want to put him in, whether it's a poop emoji in like the technology field or comic books or anything else. It's anything's in, I'm automatically just going to be in for. And I wasn't even a big Star Trek fan like growing up.
I don't know. Star Trek Next Generation was kind of cool during my time. I thought it was cool. I watch every episode. I wouldn't miss it.
I
Lieutenant
watched-
Data. Come on, who ain't a Data fan?
I
out
watched
there?
a marathon yesterday, so I can't say anything. I could tell you this though.
What?
There are 4 lights.
There are 4 lights. Okay.
I can tell you that I've watched all the Star Trek movies before I watched all the Star Wars movies. I didn't actually watch them,
Right.
for years later.
They still
Like
have
a
to
few years ago, to be honest. Like, I'm like, I need to really watch these things. I work at a comic shop. Like, what kind of person am I? I was like, but if
Now-
you want to talk for like a search for Spock, I could talk all day about it, But
They still have to reveal Jar Jar Binks. Come on, he was in the dark side. Of the
Oh,
Force.
he was a true Sith. Yeah.
Yeah, the worst.
wouldn't it have been the weirdest thing if that would have been like the big, huge plot twist in the last Star Trek or Star Wars movie?
I think that could have turned the ties and made him a popular character.
I think that you would have had George Lucas fans just ready to stab everyone.
You already had George Lucas
No.
fans ready to stab everyone.
No, you had them sharpening the knife. They would have like literally marched in droves like through the streets. It looked like the riots in the '60s in LA.
Okay, So you worked Fanfare, which is now debunked and no longer around, to my knowledge.
Sadly, yeah.
Right. And you do have a new day job now. You don't have to say what it is or anything, but you're still in sales.
Always.
You know, I feel like sales is something, if you really like it, you can almost step and go to pretty much any kind of career side. I know.
As long as it involves people, I feel like it's going to involve sales. You know, when you have computers that are out there that can do what a person does, make you feel the way you do about, going somewhere or buying something, then there's no need for a salesman. But there's always going to be a need for a person to come up and like actually sell you on why you need to do something.
A closer.
My daughter sold me on having a freaking pop sock the other day. I'm like, what is this? $14.99. Like, do you really know $14.99 buys you these days? That's like a Happy Meal, So, but she said, look, all my selfies are perfect. Look, that you could do my videos, no shaky, and she's big on this, YouTube and making videos and Musical.ly and everything else. I'm like, you know what? You sold me. You need it, and I went and bought it for her. If you could sell me on it, it's like, tell me why.
Kids are great salespeople.
They are.
I need it because of this.
And that's what I was trying to say earlier about when you have someone that can like express to you the need and the desire and the feeling that they get from this thing and can convey it to you, then the job is done. The sale's made. The sale's made when both people get what they want. And whether it's my daughter who got a freaking pop socket and I got the satisfaction of being able to get it for her, or getting someone to come out of the city and they got to come here and make a big pocket full of money and then get on a plane and go home. Right. Maybe buy something for their kid.
Mark, you have anything else you'd like to ask?
Yeah, in your sales career, Comic-Cons, who was your favorite character or personality to work with?
That's a really tough question because I like a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. Like Freddie Nova, one of the big cosplayers, I always like seeing her and talking to her because she had so many costume changes throughout the weekend. Like you could just be like, oh my god, and that's something that was kind of cool because I told you that I didn't get the best Comic-Con experience. My daughter, when she would go there though, I'd be like, look at this person dressed up like Venom or freaking Predator or something like that. Or like I said, being able to go and have a beer with Brian O'Halloran at the end of the night, saying, hey, weird stuff's happening. What are you doing right now? Are you up in your room? Come on down, come on down to the room, let's have a beer and hang out. Or, go and get Tyler Maine cigars. Just to be able to have those experiences, I think, is the best part about, my whole experience there. Not to mention that the comic industry is one of the most tight-knit circles out there. That's something that people don't know. Whether you're a dealer or a artist or just a fan, everyone knows everybody. Everyone's friendly. Nobody's ever been, particularly mean or malicious any kind of way. So
what two guests interaction really sticks out of your mind? Whether if wow, I didn't think those two would be best friends, or why are those two fighting?
See, that's the whole thing about the job. We didn't have a lot of fights, per se on there.
Not even with Agnes Oblong?
It's like putting
He
out
just had
fires.
to go in his own little corner. That's it's all just put up. Let's take him because he actually got into a fight with the voice actor from Adventure Time.
Oh.
And I think he ended up rubbing the kid's head, if I remember right. He gave him a hey there, Billy, and gave him a thing, and then since he's a minor, his dad kind of flipped out and was and his dad wasn't really the best person to deal with anyways, because I think he was you talk about how you have to sell people on coming here. You didn't really have to sell him on coming because they wanted to come, and not for the right reasons. They wanted to come and see the city, and they wanted to show me a burnt down building, show me a gunshot, show me a Filipino knife fight. These are in their oh, I want to go out and see the city and go see this. I'm like, we can't do that. And that was one of the things. So we had to actually take Angus Oblong from the guest side and actually put him with the dealers, which he didn't seem to mind. He just kind of does his own thing.
I think he liked it better over there.
Yeah, he did.
Hey, do you have a website where people can go check you out, or what you're doing, or the adventures, your adventures?
No, I should probably put one together, though. I just do a blog of all my crazy, stories.
Mm-hmm.
The adventures of, and it's wait, where's the website,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, social media, like I said, not really big on it, but I do like coming in and just talking and hanging out. So
Then
Thank-
you.
Oh, go
I was
ahead.
about to say. Then you like your privacy. Then. There you go. Putting out fires and privacy.
that's it.
That's a manager.
That's my life.
Well, thank you for being here. I just want to wrap up real quick. Being a salesperson is like reaches into anything. If you can talk to people, it's not just selling, items to people. It's about selling what you represent, selling your podcast, maybe advertise here. Selling yourself as a network, collab with me, work with me. Maybe I want to work with you, Mr. Awesome Toy Maker, you that makes something better than the other toys I've tried. I'm pointing at a really bad spitwad shooter that I once reviewed. Horrible
toy
item.
maker, make me a toy.
Something cool. Maybe we could work together. And I'm probably not selling myself, but that's something that some people, it comes naturally, or you work at it.
No, you work on it. You got to hone your skills, hone your craft.
Yep.
If I give advice to anybody, whether you're a DJ or a salesperson or comic artist, just hone your craft. Just, that's what you choose to do. Work at it, and eventually gets better.
Thanks, Rich. Where can people find you? Maybe they want to play a game with you.
Hey, it's Rich on Twitter, Instagram.
Mark Monster.
CrazyMark.com.
And I'm Scott Miley, better known as Toaden. And you can find us in September at...
September, you can find us, Media Litter Sandwich, over at Flint Comics Fall Fest up in Flint, Michigan. I will be there myself also as Crazy Mark, signing autographs as I had done in the past. So come check us, me, them, Toaden, William, myself out. We'll be right by the droids on the top floor.
Yep, you can find a little more information at MediaLitterSandwich.com, or at least a link to the Facebook page there. And you can find anything Media Litter Sandwich at Podbros, at YouTube.com/ToadenK, and at Toaden.com. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed our discussion.
Bye, guys.